In this video, we're talking about how to monetize your personal brand with a small audience. And so if you clicked on this video, you are most likely somebody with a niche skill set in mind or that you already have. And you don't really want to go out and build this huge audience and, run a low ticket offer and kind of cater to everybody. And you just want to help a niche group of people with a high ticket service and be able to target these people directly on social media so you don't have to chase all of these viral hits and you can just focus on actually servicing your clients and having an impact with this specific skill set that you have. And so first I want to start out by explaining to the people that might not already be servicing this skill set. They might not have the offer running or anything like that, but the type of person that you know that you don't want to go become an influencer, celebrity, or anything like that, and you just want to simply have a done for you service based around the backbone of your skill set. You want to launch an agency, service-based business, a coaching program, high-ticket coaching program, something like that, and you're still kind of figuring out like what that skill set is, how to grow this skill set, which is the right one. And so this graph right here is going to help you make that decision if you are in those beginning phases. And so first, the way you want to look at this is, number one, starting at the top, what unique value can you provide, right? Who is actively looking for help? What problems can you actually be paid to solve? And what do you enjoy doing? Right. And so at the intersection of these, let's start with the what unique value can you provide? At the intersection, we have passion and we have your mission. For this one, who is actively looking for help? We have your mission and your demographic. What problems can you actually be paid to solve? Demographic and your profession. And what do you enjoy doing? Passion and your profession. And right in the middle, at the intersection of all of these components, we have your brand and we have your offer. And so if you're watching this video right now and you're still in those beginning phases of finding what that skill set is, it could be content creation. It could be more specific. It could be video editing. It could be copywriting. It could be landing pages and VSLs. It could be social media management. What I want you to do is screenshot this image right here and really think this over to determine what that vehicle should really be for you in the first place. And so now that we've formed a skill set that we can package into an offer, we now need to build a personal brand and package this all around shifting beliefs at different levels of awareness for our prospects. So to do this, I'm going to be running you through exactly how to set up a social funnel the correct way to build the right audience and then actually convert that traffic. And so starting out, just like any typical funnel, we have a top, we have a middle, and we have a bottom. And so at the top of this funnel, this is usually going to look like short form organic content for reach. This is not for nurture. This is really just for reaching people in the first place. And then we can also throw in some direct response paid traffic, but it's really optional these days, especially if you have a niche skill set and you have a very specific offer and ICP. And so this isn't something you absolutely have to do. It's just going to really accelerate that process. But the rule of thumb here would be that if your organic is doing really good and you're reaching the right people, you're packaging this the right way, you're shifting beliefs with organic, then there shouldn't be much need to step in here unless you really want to. And so from here, the way the funnel works is that we're then sending people to become part of our audience, right? They're becoming followers. We're optimizing our profile for first impressions, very obvious stuff. It's having a bio, it's having the right pin post, having the right highlights. And so in the bio, we want to show people what we do, how we do it, and give them a call to action. Very basic stuff, just optimizing it for those first impressions so that people know really what you do, what specific value you have to offer, why they should follow you, and giving people a clear path for where to go from here if they are just ready to go, if they really resonated with your content and they really need that solution right away and they feel like you're the person that can really do it. Now, moving to the next stage of our funnel, we're now getting into nurturing people, getting people to like us more, because right here we got people to know us, right? So we need to get people to know, like, and trust us. And so that's what we're knocking off in every stage of this funnel right here. So getting into the middle of funnel, this now looks like, once again, your short form content. This can be a part of your middle of funnel if you do it the right way and if you are having this niche skill set. If you're not going for hundreds and thousands of followers, you really only need, let's say, 5,000 followers and to be averaging a few thousand views every single video to actually be nurturing this audience. For other people, I would say that short form content is not enough to nurture. But in this situation, having a very specific and direct ICP and direct content formatted around it, this can actually act as some pretty solid nurture content because there's not a lot of people in this same space as you that are likely pushing this offer. And so now when it comes to formatting this content, we want to have different content pillars that make up our entire strategy here. We want to have different formats of content. And the whole purpose behind this is that we want to shift beliefs at different stages and at different levels of where these prospects are at on liking, knowing, and trusting us. And so just very basic template here. This can look like growth content. This can look like value content that shifts beliefs and gives applicable advice and value that builds your authority, and then lifestyle content. And this can be switched up depending on what your offer is, what you're going for with your brand, and what your audience really needs to feel to move to that next stage. But this is kind of just more of a basic template way of going about it to diversify that content strategy and have different touch points. And from here, another aspect of the funnel is going to be your story posts. This is nurturing with more value. This is giving direct CTAs. We're hopping now over to the trust reinforcement targeting. This is running retargeting ads and content focused on really just retargeting this current audience, not reaching a bunch of people, but more so directly informing our audience more about what we do. And so this can be personal case studies, this can be client case studies, and then in-depth breakdowns of your system and your offer and your unique mechanism that once again won't appeal to many people, but it will appeal to your ICP because it's the exact solution that they've been needing. Now from here, there's a few different ways to run this funnel. We can add more friction, we can have less friction, we can have something like a lead magnet in place, and we can run email. Or in this situation, for most people in your shoes, you might want to avoid all of this. You might want to hop straight from the short form content leading into the story posts and then running this retargeting ads with paid traffic or just retargeting organics on the back end and funneling all of this right here at the top into your YouTube, which is the next thing I'm getting into, which is super, super crucial. And so the reason why YouTube matters is because people need to spend more time with you. There's a study that Google did called the 7-11-4 rule, where they broke down that the average consumer needs to spend 7 hours consuming your content based around 11 different touch points on 4 different platforms before even considering making that purchase decision and moving on further. And so there's no way to follow along and align with this study if YouTube is not in the mix. And this is exactly why your short form content is not going to be what builds trust. It's going to be what reaches people and informs them a bit more about what you do and gets them to like you more, to then funnel into spending more face time with you on the YouTube. And so when it comes to YouTube, we can also diversify the touch points and the content strategy here. Once again, we can have growth content aimed at just bringing more people in the door, reaching more people, and then we can have nurture content. So a good way to think about doing YouTube is that we want to basically run a chain funnel. We want to have a binge aspect here where people are getting all the value that they need, all the different touch points, all the little nuggets of sauce and solutions that they need to just hop from video to video to video. And then before they know it, they've spent a full hour with you in the matter of just a day or two. And so now that we're subconsciously building trust and spending more time with people, we want to have something in place that is called a video sales letter on YouTube. For example, this is mine right here. It's basically having one video that acts as a VSL that runs people through your entire sales process, gives them a lot of value, and sends them straight to that next direction. Think of this as that one video where you want everyone to end up here and you want to wipe out all the skepticism that people have, explain everything about your offer and the unique value that you have to provide so that this can be that last destination to then get on a call with you and have all those questions answered so that they are more of a pre-sold lead. Now getting into our bottom of funnel, this is very basic stuff. This looks like them booking most likely from that YouTube description or them DMing you or you DMing them on Instagram and they're finally just converting and booking that call. If you do go with the route of adding more friction to your funnel, they could end up on a landing page VSL after a YouTube video or after watching your short form content. That wraps up what this simple social funnel looks like. It really shouldn't be overcomplicated, and it really just consists of having that content strategy on the back end for the short form, for the long form, having the right content pillars and touch points, be shifting beliefs at all stages of awareness with your prospects and your audience, and then really knowing your prospects in the first place, putting yourself in their shoes and asking yourself what type of content do they want to consume, what solutions do they want to hear, and what's going to help them book that call with me to actually start working with me one-on-one. And so this is the exact system that I've been building for myself and for our clients in the past 2 years. And so if you are a coach, consultant, or service-based business owner, you already have an offer out there and you really just need to have that right strategy and reach the right people and just keep executing and get the distribution out. I'll leave a link below where you can book a call to speak directly with me one-on-one so we can map out and take a look at what you're currently doing right now and what could possibly be optimized. But that wraps it up for this video. See you guys in the next one.